All right, y'all, so I got this Glory saxophone here. This one is going to be going back, so I'm getting ready to take this back, ship it back to Amazon, and I'm going to pick up another one that's at a $600 discount. That's the one that I've been looking at for quite some time. Anyway, price was around 1,400 bucks, then it went up to like 1,800. Now it's down to like 1,200, so I better go ahead and get it. Let's make it happen. So today is new saxophone day, ladies and gentlemen. I got myself an alto saxophone in here. Let's slice this thing up and see what we got. So there it is, ladies and gentlemen, the Allora Chicago professional alto sax. I was so happy with my soprano. I figured, you know what? Let me try the alto and see what we have here. So we got this AAS-580. The DK is for the dark lacquer. I'm a fan of the dark lacquer as opposed to unlacquered, which I do not like. So let's rip into it. Little bag of don't eat. This lacquer looks really good. It has these abalone or key touches, as they say. Double arms on the lower, low B flat, low B, and the low C. High F sharp key, of course. It's all corked down as it should be, so let me get these corks out of here. This has what they call an expanded bell. It's basically a big bell, a larger than usual bell here. I got all the corks out for this thing. The pads look good. Let's see what this neck is all about, and let's see what kind of mouthpiece we get. Okay, so I got this pouch here that all that stuff came in. And then I have the saxophone swab. I got the mouthpiece here that comes with a reed and a ligature. And a mouthpiece cap. Another do not eat bag. You got yourself some cork grease or some chapstick if you are insane. And you got yourself a little cloth here to wipe things down. When I bought the Glory saxophone, which looked amazing, it was actually a much better saxophone than what I thought it would be at that price. But at any rate, I really liked the mouthpiece that came with it. So I just went out and bought one for my own. So this is the mouthpiece I'm going to use to test this thing first. Later, I'll do a separate review of the mouthpiece all to itself, comparing it to the Allora Chicago alto saxophone mouthpiece. You guys are probably wondering, hey man, what about the neck? But in here, there's like a secret pouch. Almost thought it didn't come with a neck. Let's take a closer look at this case. I want to point out these hooks here. I mean, this is the best that I've seen on anything so far, ladies and gentlemen. We got these types of clamps here. This plastic just peels off. I'm going to do that later. We got the other clamp down here. These look like really secure backpack straps. I didn't go over the neck strap, and here's why. I hate these plastic hooks for a neck strap. Every single one I've ever had that was plastic broke. So this thing is going in the garbage. I want to show you what this looks like compared to my Cannonball. Take a look at the difference in the vibrancy of the dark lacquer. So Cannonball, this is the dark amber lacquer, and I guess this would be like a bright amber lacquer. These companies are not the same. When I bought my soprano, the website said that it was made in Vietnam. I'm just going to assume that they're still made in Vietnam and not Taiwan. The Cannonball is made in Taiwan and then assembled in the US. Let's take a closer look at some of the professional features on this alto. Let's take a look at this expanded bell that we have. I want to point out this on the neck. My soprano had virtually nothing that was right there. So it looks like they're getting a little fancy. There is very little bling, very little engraving on this saxophone. I guess for $1,200, $1,400, $1,800, you know, it is what it is. I know it's on some of the cheaper saxophones, you even get a little engraving around the bell. I'm not really bummed about that at all in any way. I guess the bling comes in the form of these keys. I don't particularly like it, but it is what it is. Spatula type key there. You can see on the right hand stack that is adjustable. Hopefully that'll show up in the camera. If there's one big gripe I actually have about this instrument, the whole rolled tone hole thing on this instrument is very confusing because I didn't see any that had rolled tone holes at all. That's kind of confusing there. Over here we have a metal thumb hook, which is always better than that plastic thing. Okay, good looking saxophone and definitely underpriced at $1,200. It was a nice little discount that they were doing. Also, usually the guitar center type stores, Woodwind, Brasswind, Musician's Friend, Music 123, they usually all do the same thing, but that special was only run on Woodwind, Brasswind. So I was able to take advantage of that. The Incredible Hulk must have tightened up the ligature that came with this Glory mouthpiece. So I'm just going to use this compass ligature here. It works out really well. It's a nice ligature because it fits on so many different mouthpieces, but it's terrible because it makes so much noise when it clicks. Okay. All right, so if you guys like this kind of stuff, you can support the channel by buying me a piece of cake. It's just like buying me a coffee, but for me, it's a piece of cake. I also have my intro to Altissimo for tenor sax. This book is available as a digital purchase, ladies and gentlemen. I will post a link for the cake and this book in the description below. And obviously, because I have an alto now, I can get cracking on my saxophone tone production book, and I can put the finishing touches on my Altissimo for alto saxophone. Okay, so all that stuff is going to be coming up pretty soon. I'm the kind of person that want it done right before I want it done right now. All right, so thanks for sticking with me, ladies and gentlemen. It's about 152% humidity and my fro is all over the place, and I had to do some serious re-recording for Intonation. So I got a little time machine right here, so let me just let's stop playing around and start playing around. Okay, this is delightful. This is a really, really nice saxophone. I'm going to go through and check some intonation stuff, taking into account this mouthpiece, which is really easy to play, but I'm noticing a little bit of stuffiness on the low D. I'm checking this with a tuner that I have off to the side, and whatever intonation problems I'm going to have with this instrument, are going to be because of me. I'm playing it like it's a tenor, and I got to like start not doing that again. When I was first looking at this saxophone, ladies and gentlemen, it cost around $1,400. And then the price went up to $1,800. And then they were running on Woodwind Brasswind this special for $600 off for $1,200. I was like, oh man. When it went up to $1,800, I was pretty much just gonna get the Yanagisawa AW01, but I was just like, it just costs a little bit more than what I want to spend on an alto. But for the money, the AW01 I think is the best saxophone on the planet. It's not that much different from the most expensive Yanagisawa you can get. This one, it went down to the $1,200, and I'm just like, man, if it's anything like my soprano, I'd be a fool to let it go. Then I went to go buy it, and guess what? That promotion was over, and the price was back up to $1,800. I thought about it for a few days, and I was just like, you know what? Let me call Woodwind Brasswind and see if they can like slip that in. So they hooked me up. I got this thing for $1,200. They're obviously not still running that campaign anymore, but give them a call. Why not? Save yourself $600 on what is a very nice saxophone. I didn't have any issues with this cork. It fit nicely with this mouthpiece. Unlike some of the other saxophones, it's like the cork was just really bad. It's a good looking instrument. The packaging is done quite well. I will say that the box that it was shipped in was kind of beat up when I got it, and I was a little concerned. Normally, whenever I buy anything in the mail, I just take it straight to my guy and have him give it a good once over, make sure there's no leaks. Thank you, Allora, for making a good product. I am not sponsored or endorsed by them. I just took a chance with that soprano. That was good. And now I got this Chicago alto. All right, let's do it.